Walk slower.
Oh my god.
Hello, and welcome back to Show on the Road.
We back!
Episode 2, long awaited. We're finally making a follow-up here.
And we're back to Marvel.
We are back with another Marvel movie. This time, Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, lots to discuss, so let's get the show on the road. Alright, so we're back, and we're going to be probably a little more structured this time. Hopefully we won't be all over the place.
Like a swarm of ants.
Yes, like a swarm of ants. No, but, Brandon, I've got a little surprise segment for you, one I did not discuss with you before coming in here, so I can get your unprepared reaction to this. So, I want to start with a little segment called 7-Second Summary. I want you to summarize the film. Plot, don't go into it, like any liked it or disliked it, whatever. I want you to summarize the plot of the movie in 7 seconds.
7 seconds.
Yes. I will give you some time to think about it since I'm springing this on you, but not too long. And then think about it and just go for it.
Okay. Ant-Man and Wasp need to get their mom out of the quantum realm and a ghost attacks them.
I'm pretty sure that was shorter than 7 seconds, but we are good. That's sure.
Is that right? I think I got it.
That was...
Woo!
That's about it.
But that speaks to the strengths of the movie, which gets us into...
Yep. All right. Now, what works well in the film?
I had a lot of mixed expectations going into this. This is the first post-Infinity War Marvel movie. I know in our Infinity War podcast we talked about, we know this is the next one. What, are they going to keep this tone? How are they going to do it? Are they just going to say, we're not touching in this at all? Are they going to tie it in with some Infinity War? I think it was better that they just left it as a separate one. I think that worked with it. It kept the tone good. It's a very fun movie.
Yeah.
I know for a lot of people, the first Ant-Man was the kind of like plateau of the MCU before they really had to all right, let's do new ideas. I liked Ant-Man 1, and I really like this one as well. I thought it was fun.
Sure.
I like movies that establish a clear end goal right at the beginning. In the first scene, you know what they're trying to do. That's right off the bat saying, we got to get Mom out of the quantum realm.
Yep.
I think my general feeling throughout this whole movie was I thought a lot of the things set up in the first one were kind of there to be, all right, lost Mom in the quantum realm, that's my influence. Paul Rudd loves his daughter. Sure, I didn't necessarily feel it, but it worked. This expands on those really well. Yeah. I legitimately believe that this mother is trapped in there, and father and daughter need to get her out, and that was their clear goal.
Yeah. I think the writing worked really well in this movie. I think it was clear. The jokes were written well because they always brought back things they mentioned earlier in the film, like a good like a good comedy special even would do. Like you mentioned something early that's funny in the moment, and then you bring it back later. Makes it funny again.
I think one of the most common nitpicks of these Marvel movies is that they can sometimes intersplice the comedy a little bit wonky. It can upset the tone. Yeah. I didn't feel that at all. This goes for straight up, this is a comical movie, we're just going for it. And I thought that really made the jokes fall a little bit more, organically. Yeah,
Ant-Man, the first one and this one, they're the comedy movies or some of the comedy movies, I guess, Guardians as well. Comedy movies of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they don't pretend to be serious, they don't pretend to be anything other than jokes and stuff. They'll have action, of course, because that's an MCU film.
Yep.
But they are comedies through and through.
I'm a sucker for kind of parenthood themes. Going back to where I said, the daughter relationship in the first one, I was like, sure, I know he loves her, that's enough. Yeah. I legitimately felt like they were a father and daughter. That first scene of them playing house in their I loved that. That perfectly set the tone as they're bonding together and growing together. Yeah. So I thought that overall everything worked with this movie that needed to work. I also really thought that it worked not having a big bad villain. I mean, you could argue that it was a villain of the week. I didn't feel that. They set up really early on that their workshop, their mobile workshop, their mobile office is kind of the MacGuffin. Like, everyone needs it.
Yeah.
And really what they do, instead of introducing a bad guy, they almost introduce forces, factions, who need to get the same thing.
Yeah.
I thought that worked really well. It didn't make me focus on the bad gal in this too much. It made me just take the whole movie as a whole.
Yep.
I thought that worked really, really well. I enjoyed the fight scenes for what they were.
Fight scenes were good. I mean, they were small scale, of course. It's but
hashtag small puns.
Yeah, that was unintentional, by the way.
But that was one of the great things that the first one did really well, was that instead of just saying Ant-Man shrinks, that's his thing, they thought, what kind of set pieces can we create around that? And this goes right back to that really, really, really well.
Yeah.
I think that the kitchen fight scene with Wasp was my favorite, just because it was a little bit smaller scale, and I was still able to follow the action. It was really well choreographed.
Yep. The kitchen scene was very good,
Yeah, I really liked the supporting cast. I thought his crew from the first one is back again, and my God, are they hilarious.
They're all wonderful actors. I mean, the only one I know by name is Michael Pena.
T.I.
T.I. is, I don't know him that well, but that's T.I.
I know he's T.I.
And boy, I wish I knew the other guy's name.
Oh my God, the Russian Chechnyan guy is so funny. Maybe that's because I'm really still on the high that I'm just a sucker for any Chechnyan accent right now, but that contrast was so nice, and it keeps the tone nice and consistent by having that constant thread of funny throughout the entire movie. You mentioned, surrounding it with very good natural comedians. I'm gonna blank on his name, but he's Asian Jim from The Office. Having him be the kind of face of the more like government side of it, also really smart.
Is it Randall Park?
He was Kim Jong-un from The Interview. He was Asian Jim from The Office. Very, very hilarious, naturally comedic person, and having him play off Paul Rudd, they have some very good scenes together.
That said, we've said a lot of good. Time to move on to the bad.
Or the meh. I don't have a lot of bad things.
I mean, bad to meh, like the less than good. Basically, it's not a perfect film, so how would you fix the film?
I don't know if I would do much different. There were a couple of jokes that kind of fell a little flat for me. Not a lot, there's just a couple.
What are some examples?
I don't even remember. I just remember, literally kind of okay.
Yeah.
In my head. Can you think of any that didn't work for you?
The jokes, not so much. I liked a lot of the jokes. I think the comedy of the film was one of the film's great successes, all things considered. I am going to complain, like I often do, about exposition.
Ooh.
There was a lot of it. The entire pre-production logo section was Michael Douglas talking to Evangeline Lilly. Like, hey, do you remember this thing from the last movie?
Yeah, it does start on it gets to the tone it needs to.
Yes.
But they want you to start on the note of we gotta get mom.
They felt the need to remind you of it. I mean, to the point of, yes, it does remind you that, hey, this is a thing that was happening, and two, it's like, hey, this is going to be a focus of this movie.
If you're confident in your movie, in theory, they should have started. I agree. Yeah. They should have started on the idea of they had no idea they could potentially get their mom out, but I would fight you a little bit on that, because I think that it leads right from the last movie. They know now that they can potentially get her out, so they want to start on that note.
So here's what I would do to fix it. I would focus on Paul Rudd's character.
Okay.
Until he gets that vision of the bathtub.
Okay.
He makes the call. He goes, "Oh, this is dumb." Hangs up, and then they kidnap him, and then they just you go from there.
And that's their reveal.
Yeah, you'll remember. Hey, the mom's stuck in Quantum Realm. They showed that in the scene with him being her, basically. Yeah. They remind you, hey, she's stuck. They have this weird connection thingy now. Cool. And then just go from there. Because Paul Rudd's character hasn't seen them for however many years. So
they beat you over the head that they are mad at Paul Rudd because he left to go help Captain America, and he didn't bring them. He abandoned them. Yeah. They go over that a lot. Yeah. That's the main crux of their relationship. That's their tension. Their dynamic. Yeah.
There's the tension there. But yeah, I honestly don't think that they needed to remind you about the first film, the mom and everything. That's pretty straightforward. Cool. I understand that that's a thing. Pull us in right in with Paul Rudd again. Pull us right in with Ant-Man. And then when they kidnap him from his home, they didn't bring him into their whole "we're trying to save the mom" thing.
Yep.
And then we're like, oh yeah, that's right. They were going to do that.
They opened up the bag of chips, and the first one was one of the gross brown ones.
That said, that's not the worst exposition in the film. The worst exposition in the film came when suddenly they had to reveal Lawrence Fishburne walking out when Ava's captured the thing.
Yeah.
And suddenly Lawrence Fishburne needs to tell you a tale.
Right. When they already had I would say a better amount of exposition when you first meet his character, like, I worked with Pam, we're on rocky territory.
Yeah. They need to explain why he's helping Ava, I guess, but they could have done that in fewer words.
He's a very a morally ambiguous character, and he doesn't need to be. But to a
degree.
So he's not, but the movie makes you think that by having that reveal in a very negative tone of like, oh, he's a bad guy.
Well, I mean, their whole like bad guy dynamic, Ghost, Ava, whatever, and Lawrence Fishburne, their bad guy dynamic is basically just, hey, we want to save Ava's life. She's gonna die. We're trying to save her using your technology that you're trying to use to save your mom. So it's basically who do we save?
The movie wanted to. I think with a little bit more time, they could have expanded that a little bit more.
Set up more of a dichotomy of we can only save Ava or Michelle Pfeiffer, the mom. We can't save both.
Pfeiffer.
Yeah. My third and final little tidbit that I'm going to mention in my complaints is the Michelle Pfeiffer ex machina. She comes out of the quantum realm and lays hands, healing hands, Jesus hands almost, on Ava and goes, "You're cured.
You're cured now." Yes, for the most part. For the way in services a plot.
Yes.
And they have a token line when she's in the quantum realm of like, I've been here so long, you evolve in the landscape you're in, which I don't
sciencey, whatever.
Yeah,
it doesn't actually work that way.
I don't disagree with that.
Evolution doesn't work that way.
It was
quantum realm came, for all we know.
It was a very janky way to give her which I would fix that. They could have thought of a better way to get that same endpoint of they heal her.
Yep.
Or even, have it churn into like, we're going to take over with Lawrence Fishburne and we're going to find out a way to help you. As far as I know, everything other than like fixing Michael Douglas's brain so that he's not crazy, she only uses it for those two reasons. So it's a superfluous power. It doesn't need to be there.
Which brings up a little bit of an interesting question. Do you think she's going to come back in the Avengers movies with her magical quantum powers?
The movie is telling me yes.
Yeah.
They set it up as such that for some reason those powers are important. Now, sooner or later is a better question because of the post-credit scene.
Yes.
I'm gonna say I would fix that film by not having that post-credit scene altogether.
Okay.
I think the movie in that sense likes to have its cake and eat it too, and that it wants to be the standalone film, and then it railroads you into the Infinity War MCU part right away. Like, well, the snap, everyone's gone except for Ant-Man. Okay. I know it's there.
They had to tie it in some way. They wanted to, and they want to remind you, like, hey, by the way, this is still a thing.
Yes. Even though I thought it was a little weird that, I kind of mathed it out in my head of like, well, there's 4 of them, 50-50, realistically. But whatever, that's being very...
Michael Pena's still there, T.I.'s still there, probably.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's just the Chechnyan guys.
Yeah.
But no, I thought that was a little clunky and didn't need to be there at all.
Yeah. So, we talked the good, we talked the bad. Now, kind of to summarize all that, another segment I haven't discussed with you yet, but I think is a good one. I want you to give me your box art blurb. Give me the little tiny, 5 to 10 word review that they would put on the box, or that you would put on the box art if you had to give a little, review. How you always see, stunning, or a great feat, or something like that on there. Give me your little, and honest, too. I want, if it's bad, let's throw some bad in there.
A fun, heartfelt sequel.
That's so generic, but it works.
No, wait, I can do better.
Okay.
I want to make a size pun.
Yeah.
A
small film with a big heart.
Oh, God, you're better than me.
And that's more like a tagline than anything. But I think it's true. It's a small scale superhero film, and you can I can say that even small scale superhero film with a big heart. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of fatherhood and surrogate fatherhood, parenthood themes. You get all that, and it's wonderful. All right, thanks for watching episode 2 of Show on the Road. It's great to be back. Sorry for the delay. We've had a lot of stuff going on at our work. I don't know if we've made this clear. We work at the same place, so our schedules kind of don't line up too often.
And on top of that, this may be a bummer, and who knows, maybe we can get back to eventually. We did actually shoot one review for Solo. Unfortunately, that didn't make it there. We had some technical problems, but we absolutely do want to keep this going, so we appreciate you hanging tough, and watching this one too. As always, even more so because we want to keep doing this. Please subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell when we do come to these. We want to remind you guys. And really comment, give us some feedback, let us know how we can do this better. Mm-hmm. We are constantly evolving with this, trying to get better, and we want as much feedback as we can. Share it around, tell your friends. But yeah, thanks for sticking around with us.
Yeah. And we'll try and, once this becomes a bit more of a regular thing, we'll try and keep the Twitter updated. You can follow it here. It's Show on the Road YT for YouTube, Show on the Road YT. Follow me at Voice Time if you want to as well. I'll try and keep some updates there. Less related to this channel, but maybe some behind-the-scenes stuff there.
We do plan on doing a couple more, hopefully sooner than later. I know we really want to do a couple other movies, so definitely stay tuned. Yeah. We don't want to just do superhero films, so we got some...
Yeah, it's a coincidence that these have been both Marvel movies.
But we have some really movies that I'm really excited about that we want to talk about. Yeah. So, but none of that's possible unless you guys help us out. So please, give us your love, and we'll see you soon. Bye! My butthole fell asleep.